Hi there, clever home buyer. I'm Shiona Beach, in case you haven't met me before. This video that I'm creating is to accompany my 16 negotiation scripts. And the reason that I've created this document is because when you are negotiating for the purchase of a home, you are negotiating with a highly trained sales agent. And when they call you to negotiate, mark my words, they've got all of their information laid out in front of them. They've got what they're going to say. They may well have a script. They may well have evidence as to what they can use to help with the negotiations. And they will often have comments made by the seller that they can then, and other buyers that they can then bring into the negotiations and use as leverage. So they've got everything lined up in front of them, sitting at their desk, all their ducks in a row. They're ready. They make the call. You could be at the gym. You could be just out of the shower. And so it's quite possible they've caught you on the hop. And unless you're experienced at negotiating or taking these types of calls, you may well be flustered and you may wonder what you should be saying and doing at that moment. And you may make a mistake, a costly mistake. You might say some things that are going to be in your favor. So let's have a chat about negotiating and these negotiation scripts that I've created. One thing I want to realize is that at the end of this document, there are 15 power statements that you can use in any phone call. You may select a couple of those to rely on when you're negotiating. And at the end, there's 10 phone call tips. So let's just move through this document. And I'm not going to go through every word of it because you've got it in front of you. You can read. You don't want to get sick of the sound of my voice. However, I want to explain how it's laid out. So let's go to the first page of my 16 negotiation scripts. And if I haven't mentioned, I am a buyer's agent in Brisbane. I specialize in Brisbane. I coach buyers all around Australia, though. I mostly coach buyers in Queensland because I am very familiar with the Queensland rules for purchasing a home. I do, however, right now I'm coaching someone in Tasmania. Not only am I a buyer's agent, I'm a buyer's coach, and I also have created an online course for anybody who's purchasing a home in Australia to do. It's mostly specific for buyers in Queensland because it explains all of the rules in Queensland. And my course is mostly very specific for buyers in Brisbane because that's my market, that's where I live. However, if you did do the course and you say you lived in Townsville, everything would apply the same way if you did my course. The only change would be that you're looking at the Townsville City Council's website and not the Brisbane City Council's website, or Gladstone, or Caboolture, or wherever you live. That's the only difference. Everything else in my course relates to specifically to the Queensland property market. Great, let's get into it. So there's 16 of these. As you can see, if I quickly move through the document, at the top of each of these statements, there is the statement followed by a firm response, a response with a small increase, a solution-oriented response, and a respond by meeting the seller's expectations. So when would you respond by meeting the seller's expectations? That's when you're in love with the property, it's a hot market, the seller is keen, there's been 6 offers made, and they're negotiating with you. That would be an example of when you may respond by meeting the seller's expectations. The first one, the firm response, might be when it's buyer's market and there hasn't been any interest in this home, or they had one offer, the contract fell through, that was 2 months ago. You can actually give a pretty firm response in that situation. So then you can see how each one of these statements from the sales agent offers you some examples on how to respond given the type of market that you're in. So the first one, there's tremendous interest in this property and offers are pouring in fast. The seller expects a very competitive offer today. There is no evidence in that statement that the seller has received an offer or that indeed an offer has been received in writing. What you could say, what I would say to that is, oh, there's tremendous interest in the property and offers are pouring in fast. How many offers do you have? And that would then let the sales agent know that, oh, okay, so I can't really tell a porky, I can't lead them on. Oh, we've received 2 firm offers. Oh, you've received, are those offers in writing? And they might say, well, One of them's in writing and one of them, they're just putting their offer on paper right now. And so you can see how the sales agents who are good at their job, they represent their seller really well and they'll do what they can to get the highest amount of money for their seller. That's why the seller hired them, because they're going to do a good job for them. This is them doing their job. They're not telling porkies. They're just trying to influence you to try and get as much money out of you as possible. Or it might not always be money that they're trying to get out of you. The seller might say to the sales agent, I really want a long settlement here because we haven't found somewhere else to live yet. And so the sales agent, their job then is to say, okay, well, I've got to try and convince this buyer to give us a longer settlement. So there's the motivation behind the sales agent is to always represent their seller as best they can. The next statement is, yes, this property has had a history of flood damage, but the seller has implemented measures to ensure that any future flooding won't affect the building. There are some responses here you could use as examples for that. Extremely desirable home. Number 3, this property is extremely desirable. The seller expects it to sell at a higher price. They're confident that its value will command top dollar. Okay, so there's a firm response right through to a response where you really want to buy the home in a hot market and you say, I'm ready to align my offer with the home's true value and I'm eager to know what price and terms the seller requires. Please help me understand so I can adjust my offer to be exactly what the seller wants. So you don't want to miss out on the home. You've been looking for 4 months. This is it. You found it. It's in your budget. You want it. You want to buy it. You want to tell that sales agent, please help me understand so I can adjust my offer to be exactly what the seller wants. Because it might not only be the money. It might also be like I said, the settlement terms or something else that the seller has stated that they want. Number 4, other buyers have submitted higher offers already. If you don't raise yours, you'll miss out. The seller is eager to move forward with the best offer. Again, some responses for you from a firm response where you're not going to move your ground. You might not be that in love with the home. It's right at the top of your budget. You can't go another dollar higher. So that's your firm response, right down to, okay, I really want this home. It's a hot market. So, and then you can see in the middle, I've got respond with a small increase or offer a solution-oriented response. I'm very interested in this home. Could we explore options to bridge the gap with extra incentives? Would the seller be willing to include, for example, the outdoor furniture setting as part of the deal? I'd be willing to pay more if that was included. So you see that each one of these has just got, you don't need to follow these word by word. But what I would encourage you to do is read these to open your mind to the fact that negotiations are negotiation. You can say to the sales agent, I'm serious about this. Help me understand more about how we can negotiate here and make some suggestions of your own. Number 5, they're almost there. They're just looking for another $5,000 to make it work. Okay? We don't know what's going on in the seller's mind and in the sales agent's conversations with the seller. So again, you've got a firm response right down to, fine, we're committed to buying this home. And so we believe we can stretch our budget to pay the extra $5,000 to buy the home today. Got it. And then you can see softer responses there. Now, what I mean by that, I understand that an extra $5,000 would bring the offer closer to what the seller is expecting, but could we offer other adjustments, perhaps modifying the contract terms or including that fridge freezer to bridge the gap? I'm open to discussing solutions that add value for me as well. So what we're saying in that one is, okay, they want an extra $5,000. You'll say, maybe, yeah, okay, I'll give you the extra $5,000. Can they throw in that beautiful double fridge freezer that they've got in their kitchen because it's adorable perfectly and my fridge doesn't fit? And that's negotiation. The sales agent may say, I'll check with the seller, in which case you'd say, come back to me. I need to be involved in these negotiations. I'm serious about buying this property. So this document here is to just really make you generally aware of the fact that it is a negotiation. You can negotiate on an even playing field as the sales agent. Urgency for a quick sale. Number 7, rarity. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity. Number 8, a pre-auction offer situation. Number 9, after a contract has fallen through. Number 10, a seller with emotional attachment. Okay, so the seller is quite attached to the home and would like to ensure it goes to a buyer who appreciates its unique features. They're keen to know a bit more about your plans for the property. Great. Here are some responses. Seller requests additional dollars, right? So the seller's had a look at your offer. They're really looking for another 15,000, but they like your terms better than anyone else's terms. Do you think you can make this work? There are some responses. Concern over the building and pest inspection clause, concern over long finance terms, concern over the subject to sale of, final details before acceptance. Oh, they're very close to accepting your offer. They just have a few minor things they'd like to discuss. Could we chat to finalise the details? The seller's frustrated by negotiations. Okay, so you've been negotiating. Sales agent says the sellers have been very reasonable throughout the process. They've come down in price already, and they're really hoping you'll meet them a little closer to their asking price. It'd mean a lot to them. What do you say to that? Here are some suggestions. Finally, towards the end of this document on the second last page, I have these powerful statements, which you could, if you're expecting a call from the sales agent, you could go through this list and come out with a couple of these that really will help to give you more confidence in your negotiations. We need to feel like there's a fair exchange. That's a good one. We need to feel like there's a fair exchange. Saying that in your response to them on the phone, that is a confident and a confident statement that nobody can really think that you're being unfair by saying. I appreciate your transparency. I'm here to make a fair offer based on solid market research. I'm serious about this purchase. Right down through the list. There's some beautiful ones there. Can you help me fine-tune my offer? If it's a hot market and and I'm talking about hot markets like we've seen recently, you might say to the sales agent, help me here. My goal is to create a win-win situation where both parties feel satisfied with the outcome. These are constructive statements that the sales agent will go, wow, this person is really trying to help me out here. Okay, so I would encourage you to have a read of some of these statements and have a look at how they can relate and pertain to the situation that you're in with the offer that you've recently placed. Finally, at the end of this document, I have what to do when the sales agent calls to discuss your offer. Always complete each phone call with an agreement from the sales agent that they will get back to you with the seller's response before accepting anyone else's offer. They may say no, they may say they can't do that, they may say yes and not do that, but you're doing the best you can if you seek to get an agreement from them that they will. Remain calm and speak in a measured tone. Speak slowly. Breathe. Listen carefully. Take notes. If they speak too fast, say to the sales agent, I'm really sorry, I'm taking notes right now. Give me a second. What did you just say? I'm writing it down. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, in the opposite, that makes them realize, oh, they are serious. Seek to clarify and understand. Summarize the key points in your own words. So, okay, so you just said to me that the seller is requesting this. Can I just check that I've got that right? And repeat it back in your own words. If you have no idea what to say next, request time to check with what I call a higher authority. And so you'll call them back within the hour. So checking with a higher authority. Okay, I need to check that with my mortgage broker. I'm going to have to check that with my conveyancer. I'm going to have to check that with my dad. I'm going to have to check that with my partner. I'm going to have to, a higher authority. I can't give you an answer to that right now. I'm going to have to check. Buyers agents, we do it all the time. I'm going to have to get instructions from my client. I'll call you back within the hour. Tell them that you are serious about buying the home. Number 9, ask them, can you confirm that you'll definitely keep me informed during the decision-making process? You can ask them to confirm that you'll definitely keep me informed. I mean, it happens and they don't. But we're doing our best here to make sure that they do, yeah. So thank you, Sam. Use their name. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you. Because when you use someone's name, it shows respect. It shows that you, there's a really good book out. It's not out now. It's been out for a while. How to Win Friends and Influence People. And saying someone's name, it It shows a sign of respect. It makes people feel good about themselves when you say their name. Okay, so that's my document that will help you if a sales agent comes to call you. And this fella here, he's obviously just been caught on the hop. He's on his way out of the gym and the sales agent calls. So now you know what to say. If the sales agent calls you and you've got crickets in your head and you're like, oh, you say to them, can I call you back within the hour? That's my hot tip anyway. All right, thanks for listening, and catch you in the next video in my module. If not, if this is the only video you're watching because you've downloaded my negotiation scripts, great to talk to you. I hope to see you again. So thank you for watching my video about the 16 negotiation scripts. The video that you just watched is one video from one module of my 9-module course, and it's from module 4. I'd like to extend an invitation to you to purchase module 4 for just $14. And that will make you so aware of how to inspect a home, what to look for, and how to have conversations with the sales agent at the open home. I thoroughly encourage you to purchase module 4 for just $14. It's remarkably good value. Once you get in there and you see it, you will be flabbergasted as to how much information there is in there. If I have a quick look, I can tell you that there is 13 other videos in there in module 4, and that's just one module out of my whole course. You get that module for just $14. Gives you an opportunity to sample my course and to have a look at how I train and different ways that my workbooks can help you. Each module has a workbook. So I'll leave it with you, and I'm very grateful that you took the opportunity to download these negotiation scripts, watch my video, and meet me face to face. Well, you get my face. I don't get yours yet. See you soon.